Hello, gamers and gamettes. What's going on? My name is Keysworn, and some of you may know me as Tenep127 Gaming, and welcome back to another video. And guys, in today's video, I want to give you all some of the best visual settings for Monster Hunter Wilds on console. However, if you want to stay up to date on all things Monster Hunter Wilds, make sure you're liking today's video, subscribing to the channel if you're new, and let's go ahead and get right on into it. So, I gave y'all a settings video a few months ago based off my recommended settings. This video launched when the game first did and, shortly after the game's beta and stuff like that. So, with the visual settings, we were a bit more cautious with everything because, the game had some optimization issues. There's still a lot of issues plaguing PC. There was a lot plaguing, the console versions of it. And, frame rates weren't the best. There were some visual things. Digital Foundry, they did their whole breakdown and all that stuff. But since then, visuals have, improved on the game, at least on the console side. I don't know how things are on PC. I don't play on PC. But I've played the game on Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and PlayStation 5. The only console I haven't played it on is the PS5 Pro, because I do not own a PS5 Pro. So, PS5 Pro owners, if you're watching this, I would say just take these same settings and amplify them to the highest of your capability, since the console's clearly the most powerful. But anyway, these are settings right now that I'm running simply on a base PlayStation 5. I'm going to give you guys recommended settings for the Series S too. There's just one difference when it comes to the Series S version, and I'll make sure I note that here in the video. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started, and there's really not too much here to do. So we're going to go over to our display settings. HDR, this is completely optional, but HDR does put a damper on things. So for the highest frame rate and the best performance out of everything, I would recommend keeping HDR off. For me personally, I don't have a monitor or TV that supports HDR, so I have it set to off anyway. If you're using a monitor or TV, you want to make sure you have 120 Hz output on. This is very important because this is going to help the picture look smoother than it actually is. It's going to use the monitor to help match the frame rate that the game's trying to, to produce. So you're not going to get 120 frames on PS5, Series X, or S on Monster Hunter. That's not happening. But it's going to help you get a better and higher frame rate looking picture overall. So this is very important. And you also want to have the performance settings set, to prioritize frame rate. And you also want to have the frame rate limit off. Now, if you are on Xbox Series S, I want you to have the frame rate limit on and cap it at 30, because we're going to be realistic. A stable 30 is a lot better than the game, trying to bounce between 30 and 40, and, if it gets into the high 40s or anything like that. But from what I know on Series S, it doesn't get too much above 30. So you're going to be dealing with a jagged frame rate for no reason at all. If you're on Series S, just go ahead and cap yourself at 30. Now, for your brightness, because one thing about Monster Hunter is the picture can look really washed up when you first play it. It'll have like this crazy white looking tint over it, like your brightness is too high or something. So to fix this problem, it's real simple. You want to make things a lot darker than the game actually recommends. Like on this screen here, I have this one brought all the way down to 0. This one here, it says, you want to match the display until the block starts showing. Now, with this one, I find the one where I can barely see the blocks, and I just go one above that. So for me, that's 16, but for you, it might be different. But 16 or 15, that's the sweet spot for me. Heck, I might even try 15 right now just to see where it is. And this one, for the overall luminosity, I have this set to 0. And this is how I have achieved the picture that I have today. And that's the exact settings you guys were seeing in the little boss fight that I showed y'all earlier in the video, just to give you a sample of how smooth it was running on a base PlayStation 5 and how clean and pretty the colors look on PS5. And like I said, guys, this is just a base PlayStation 5. This is not PS5 Pro, and the game looks this clean. But anyway, if these updated settings helped you, be sure to smash that like. If you have any more you want to recommend in the comments, feel free to leave them. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out. Have a good one.